I was the Archangel of Justice. My fall awoke the vengeful dead, who were slain unjustly during Diablo's reign of terror. There was nothing I could do.
This is perhaps the biggest voice undertaking we've done at Blizzard so far. I think that StarCraft 2 had about 3,000 lines, but currently our estimate for Diablo 3 is anywhere from 13,000 to 16,000 lines. The easy part is identifying the voice. The hardest, more challenging part is identifying who the character is. Because for us, once we're in the recording studio, they do come to life and they are very real.
This is about as exciting as the time Uncle Deckard and I spent the summer in Bramwell.
You're not very good at lifting the spirits of others, are you?
Does the Soul Stone shatter? Do the Demon Lords break free?
Diablo's essence was finally trapped in a soul stone and banished to the unfathomable abyss.
He has led the angels of the high heavens to victory against the forces of hell countless times.
Casting is probably 90% of the equation. As much as people might want to rush through it and just find their voice and get in the booth, the more time you spend brainstorming with the team to start with, to really hash out exactly what they want, to really dive into the kind of ethos of the character, the more time you spend doing that, and then the more time you spend looking under every stone, listening to hundreds of auditions, that really helps you solidify who your character is and what you want.
It is nothing compared to the Grand Maesters. It is named Akonesh, the Herald of Righteousness. A sharper blade was never forged.
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of prompting from dear Andrea, our casting producer. She heard a voice that she liked, and I just sort of went to town on it. And, you know, with a bit of coaxing, it got more and more badass.
Preparing for Leah in large part was through interaction with the writers and our directors. For me, it always comes out of what's the story and what's the world of the story. That's the beautiful thing about games, is every world is different, and this world is very unique.
When I actually got cast as the wizard, it was quite exciting. I was like, ooh, I know that. I need more mana. So it just seemed like a natural fit. They said, you know, cocky wizard guy? Sure, I'll play that. Sounds good to me.
How is the Enchantress different from other roles that I play?
Well, the other roles that I play are usually, like, really down here.
And I really think that voiceover is like kids playing in a room together, because suddenly you're just there, you're having fun, you're letting your imaginations go, so nothing has to match anything. And I think what I love most about voiceover is suddenly, after all this work, all this talk, after all this searching for this actor, this voice, right in front of your eyes, boom, all of it comes together.
Tell me, what will we do once we have trapped Belial and Osmodan in the Soul Stone?
Don't worry. I will make sure no harm befalls your children.
He was never one to lead an army, always in the shadows, much like his mentor, Mephisto.
You don't see that actor anymore. When you get it right, you really are tapping into something bigger, whereby you are channeling your male demon hunter, for example, and it's pretty exciting.
That is not a demon's way. They prefer to torture, to taste their victims' terror. Poison is far too civilized for them.
What's difficult with this game is that there are so many lines that we have to get through, and there are a lot of names to learn and pronunciations.
You two search for Belial while I hunt Magda.
Belial, Asmodan, Juriel, and Andariel, and the primevals, Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo.
Mephisto?
Mephisto?
Mephisto.
Say it.
Mephisto.
Mephist. Oh.
Don't forget you're part of the deal, cool. Give us the Soul Stone!
Creature sounds for me are one of the funnest things we get to do. I always tell people it's pretty amazing when you get to bring a grown man in and just play.
I see the motion here.
So when you have amazing monster actors like the ones we used for Diablo, the things they can do with their mouth and their vocal cords are phenomenal. There's not many actors who can do creature sounds and not blow their voices out. I've had actors come in and say, oh yeah, I can do monsters, no problem, and they really want to, and they have the enthusiasm for it, but within, no joke, 15 minutes their voice is blown out. So to find people who can have that ability to create with you and to sustain it's pretty amazing. I think having worked on World of Warcraft and StarCraft and now Diablo 3, We are really upping the bar, you know, not only with the amount of dialogue, but the amount of storyline we're able to tell and the amount of context for our characters. I mean, none of our characters in any game I've worked in so far have these many lines. So with that, you do get to create a more well-rounded character. You do get to create more in-depth emotional responses, and you get to take your character to places that we don't usually get to do in our other games.